Are we on?
We are on.
You need to tell me when you turn me on. You need to tell me when you turn me on.
It should be self-evident.
You need to tell me when you turn me on.
Ben, we've been turned on.
Oh, pointy nipples.
Thank you.
That's how you can tell. Oh, pointy nipples. Horny and cold as well. You're welcome.
It's because we can hear next door. I wonder if next door... I wonder if next door, when they're not drumming away, I wonder if they can hear us.
Well, did you see about nipples?
Yeah.
What band are they in?
The Nibble Boys. The top heavy titty destroyers.
Top heavy titty twats. THTT.
That's what they call us.
Titty.
Titty. Oh, titty.
Oh,
Well
titty.
done, Ben. Well done. Do you have any hopes or dreams or anything for this episode?
Slightly rumbly-tumbly, so I'm looking forward to going home and eating a delicious Penang.
Peanut butter? Peanut chicken thing?
No, that's satay. Chicken satay is
What's
the peanut butter
Penang?
sauce. Penang is it's like a type of curry
Oh, yeah.
with strips of pork.
Right.
It's very nice. I'm going to have some of that with rice. I think there's a garlic bread, which is not traditionally with Penang, but I've just remembered that there's garlic bread in the freezer, and I might want to smash a garlic bread as well.
John Sykes was in a band called the Tigers of Pantang. Tigers was spelt with a Y. That was, I think, between his time in Thin Lizzy before he joined Whitesnake, and then when he left Whitesnake, he formed Blue Murder with Tony Franklin, who played a fretless bass. And then he died.
And
John Sykes. Tony Franklin's still alive.
He also killed Nancy in Oliver.
Yes, that's quite true.
Yes.
Quite true.
Beat her to death.
Beat her to death
Which
with a
is something
stick.
that I don't think I really realised when I was watching that film as a child.
No.
Because he straight up beats her to death.
I'm not going to write down "Beat Her to Death" as a title.
What about Childhood Nancy?
Childhood Nancy.
I used to love watching the Paul O'Grady show, and every so often he would break into "As Long as He Needs Me" from Oliver.
Lovely.
And it was "As long as he needs me, Nancy." It was great.
Yep. So
That was good telly.
I don't think I really watched Paul O'Grady.
It was just, I think it was just the Paul O'Grady show. It was on for an hour at like 5 o'clock, and it was him sat at a desk, live studio audience that he would chat to.
Right.
Just very, very Paul O'Grady. They would always have celebrity guests on that would come and chat about stuff. They would also do lots of dog charity things.
Mm-hmm.
So they would, because he was a big dog lover and animal look after advocate.
Animal chap.
But he was worried about doing them because he would bring on dogs from whatever shelter to basically advertise to the people watching the show, look at these dogs need adopting, adopt them, ring the number and go and get yourself a fucking dog. But yeah, he was always worried because every time they did it, he ended up falling in love with one of the dogs.
Yeah, that's the
So would end up,
He had a lot of dogs.
3 or 4, I think.
Wow.
Buster was my favourite.
Buster moves.
He did, but he didn't bust very many moves. He would just sit on the desk and just sort of just chill out.
But he did make you feel good.
Yeah.
And it rhymes with Custer. Custard makes me feel good.
Custard makes me feel good.
Custard,
Squishy,
custard.
squishy, squishy, squishy yellow stuff.
Oh, I was going to try and jankily add in the word thixotropic substance, which is the thixotropic is that property where if you hit it, it's hard, but if you slowly shove your hand in, it's
Non-Newtonian fluids,
non-Newtonian.
yes.
That probably would scan.
I didn't know there was another name for it.
Thixotropic. I think that's starting to feel like the sort of word my parents made up.
To explain the lentil foods.
One of my favourite things about hanging out at my parents' house, other than the cats that are now there, is every now and again my dad will just stick his head round the door and go, "Have you got 5 minutes to see a bit of physics?" I'm like, "Yes." Very good, very welcome, very demure.
Excuse me.
Very demure. Yeah, he'll just stick his head around the door and go, "Have you got 5 minutes to see some physics?" I'm like, "Yes."
What physics are you being shown?
Because he was a physics teacher, right, for ages. So the other day he showed me this trick where the sink in their kitchen has, it's not a plug, but it's like, it's a bit of metal that comes out of the plug hole, and it's got little holes, so presumably bits of food can get trapped and then go in the compost heap rather than go down the sink or plug it up. So they've got that thing, and he was showing me this thing where like he basically turned the tap on full whack and then filled the sink up quite a bit. And he showed me this thing where like if the water's just going down the plug hole, it's relying on gravity and it goes at a certain speed. If you take that disc out and then reattach it really quickly, it creates a vacuum. So as well as gravity pulling the water through, there's also a vacuum that pushes it so it goes through twice as fast. So if you want to clear water out of a sink, you just take your hand away and put it back, or put your hand in and then pull it away real quick or something. Yeah, just a bit of physics.
I won't pretend to explain it, but then again, I've never been in that much of a rush to empty a sink.
No, it's just an interesting thing.
I have a washing up bowl.
None of the things he shows me have any real life application, but they are definitely physics.
Yeah.
Hard to argue with the physics of it. Do you want to pull a question out? Tap, tap.
Oh, yeah.
Tap, tap. Tap, 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 tap.
Excuse my oil sniffle.
Have you got the hay fever or is it just chilly?
I think I've got a cold. Sammy's had a cold for a bit.
Yeah.
And I think I'm getting it just in time for a load of rehearsals to...
You don't need to be well to sing.
What's the weirdest thing you've had removed?
Removed from...
Well, it's not specific. I don't think I've had anything like medically removed. Splinters, bits of glass,
You've
maybe.
never had anything medically removed?
No. Just a pair of pliers.
So like accidental stuff, splinters. You've never had tonsils removed?
I had a wart once
Wow.
that they sprayed with
the stuff?
with the stuff.
You've never had tonsils removed?
Nope.
Or...
Appendix still there.
Appendix still there. Adenoids and grommets. One of those are put in, one of those are taken out.
I think grommets go in, they're in the ear.
Yeah, and adenoids are like back of the nose.
Don't know.
Because tonsils are back of the throat.
Yep.
Adenoids are back of the nose. Grommets go in the ear. And if you're lucky, you can do all three of them at once, like what happened to me.
The nape is the back of the neck. Football.
Back of the neck.
Back of the neck. Back of the net. Sport.
Sport ball. Activate. Kick. So I guess I had splinters removed. I had a staple in my thumb. I didn't have it removed. I took it out.
You removed it.
But I didn't have it removed. What was the way the question was phrased?
What's the weirdest thing you've had removed? So yeah, I suppose somebody else has to do it.
I think
Ooh,
I had the piss taken out of me a bunch.
quite a lot. Teeth.
Oh yeah.
I had 4 teeth removed at once.
By a dentist, or were you like making eyes at the wrong person?
By a dentist.
Okay.
There were 2 here and 2 here.
Oh.
One side of my face swelled up because bad teeth.
Right. Yeah.
So they take those bad boys out, and the tooth was sort of tooth size, but the roots were twice the length of the teeth, which is not normal, and they were all twisted.
Right.
So those were very weird teeth.
Yes.
They're probably in a drawer somewhere because that's what we do. Apparently, well, it's not what we do; it's what parents do. Keep the teeth. Yeah, so they were quite very twisted and weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
So that's the weirdest 4 things.
It doesn't count if it's happened to me, so that toenail I ripped off doesn't count.
Did you choose... You didn't choose for the toenail to come off, though.
No, but it did very gradually after being very painful for a long time.
Remove itself.
Yeah. I mean, you could say that I caused it to be removed because I was the one that kicked that thing I didn't mean to kick. I did do it to myself, I know that.
Yeah, so I don't think that really counts then.
And what else has happened to me? What other mistakes have I made? I'm trying to think if there's any other like meaning.
You got tonsils and...
Those got taken out of me, so that's currently the front runner because...
Why did they get taken out?
Because I was a sickly child.
Okay. I mean, my tonsils just behave themselves, or I've had them removed and I don't remember.
So I had I had a lot of sore throats and a lot of ear infections. So the doctors had like this standardised ear, nose, throat procedure where they add grommets to the ears, which does something, taking tonsils out from the throat, which does something, and taking adenoids out of the back of the nose, which does a further thing. So you do them all in once, and that is in some way good, apparently. Didn't help, I was still a sickly child. I think now, with the benefit of time, we can safely say that was much more of a mental issue than a physical issue. But we didn't have mental health back then in the 90s.
No,
so
you were just weak.
I was just weak. I still am weak. Just weak-willed.
I was annoyed that there's not a thing that you can do to improve your ears. Like, I was listening to music on my headphones and it went bing, because I had the volume all the way up. It's like, oh, you shouldn't have that. Well, why? But I don't want to listen to it half volume. Is there nothing? How can I listen to my music loudly enough? Excuse me, and not fuck my ears up and be deaf by 55.
Well, so I suppose the thing is, I mean, I can answer that question from like a sound. I can answer both of your questions. Your first question is there nothing we can do to exercise our ears? You can exercise your ears. You have to listen to things at very, very low volume. If you damage your hearing, that is your hearing damaged. Mm-hmm. But you can train yourself to hear better by listening to things very quiet.
So for me to listen to music louder, I need to listen to it very, very quietly.
I'm answering the question of, is there nothing we can do to make our ears better, not how can I get away with listening to loud music.
True.
How do you get away with listening to loud music? So the thing that we find satisfying with music is the physical sensation of low-range frequencies, I think. So it's the bassy stuff, it's the rhythmic stuff, that's what we like because it has a pressure and a warmth to it that we can physically feel. I think. This is conjecture, but this is what I reckon as someone who has, at some point, made money from music and audio stuff. So the thing is, most headphones, they aren't physically wide enough to propagate a bass signal in a satisfying way. You can turn the volume up to kind of do it a little bit, but it's never going to be quite as loud as you want it to be. What you want is not a louder speaker, but a bigger speaker.
Right. So I want big over the...
That's why people like the...
I want Princess Leia headphones, not the little in-your-ear buttons.
That's why people like those, because it has a better bass response because the speaker is physically wider. Just to illustrate that point, subwoofers, if you're in like a music mixing environment...
Kinky.
Thank you. You can have your stereo speakers, and they go left and right, and you have to position them in such a way that the reflections like don't create issues or whatever, but they are a stereo pair. Subwoofers, you put them somewhere in the room.
And that's good enough?
Because the thing about bass frequencies is they come out of the speaker and are so wide that it... Let me go back.
No.
So when your mid to high range speakers, when the frequency comes out, because the waves are shorter, you would really notice if you were leaning to one speaker more than the other.
Right.
Or if one speaker was angled slightly wrong, you would be able
You
to
can
tell
pinpoint where the sound is coming from more easily, so you can know if it's on the wonk.
Yeah, exactly. Subwoofers, the waveforms come out much wider, so actually it doesn't matter where in the room that speaker is. It isn't. You don't need to worry about the acoustic properties of it because the waveforms are bigger. I've done a terrible job of explaining that, but that is broadly speaking what's going on. Google it. Someone else will know.
Google it or Bing.
So what I'm trying to get at is, Bing it. What I'm trying to get at is that low-range audio frequencies have a physical wideness to them that is really hard to experience with little teeny tiny headphones. So what I'm saying is you could listen to music from a big speaker at lower volume and experience bass in a much more satisfying way. That's what I'm trying to get at.
But unless I want to be one of those bastards walking around with a speaker in my bag, just listen to it on headphones.
Just pumping out Testament out of a carrier bag on their bike. Yeah, we have a guy in Cambridge that does that. Yeah. Yeah, so it's the bigness of your speakers that...
At least he goes around on a bike, so it's quicker and it's better music.
Not when he stops at a traffic light, which unfortunately he does.
You should, if they're red.
He could get run over, though. So you could listen at a hi-fi system with lower volume and you'd have a more satisfying experience, I think.
But not so much for headphones.
Quite right.
Excuse me. Unless I get big Princess Leia ones.
Big Princess Leia ones.
What was the question? What have we had removed?
My memory of this question.
Yeah. Mine weird twisty teeth.
Twisty teeth is crazy. That's pretty weird. I think I've had nothing...
Weirdly enough, each of those teeth that replaced the ones that were removed are the ones that are most close to cavityness.
Oh, okay, that's weird. Are they not... What did you replace them with? Not...
Oh, they were children's teeth. Not children's teeth. They were my teeth as a child. And then I grew grown-up teeth, my own grown-up teeth, to replace my missing children teeth.
Okay.
The teeth that I was missing because I was a child and had teeth removed.
No matter what age you say you were, anytime you tell a story about your life, I assume it's you at this age.
Yeah. Because it may well have happened yesterday.
Yeah, like it's impossible to know.
There's a lot of shit happens, I guess. I do some weird things.
Yeah, you do.
And yeah, I could always be a 30-something-year-old man.
Yeah, I was like...
When I was at school, what are you doing at school? Learning, education.
You shouldn't have been there, you weirdo. I just assumed it was these, like, recent, and then, like, you got a teeth transplant, or you somehow got cavity in like a ceramic replacement tooth.
No.
Like, that's impressive. I mean, I've had piercings that I've taken out, but I've taken them out myself, so it's adenoids, I think, because I'm still not really sure what they are. So that'll do.
Might as well have them taken out.
Might as well have them taken out.
Nice.
Like the appendix. Thank you.
I think you should pick a question out of the hat.
I fully intend to. Oh my God. This question is from Peachy Pie Tattoos. I don't know how you tattoo a peachy pie.
Well, you'd need to get a photo of a pie.
Yeah.
Filled with peaches. Or peach-esque.
What came first, the chicken or the dickhead? Thank you, Peachy Pie Tattoos.
I don't think chickens orgasm. So it will be difficult for them to come.
You're talking as in cum, as in jism.
Yes, I was doing a play on words, ha-ha, ha-ha. They were probably there might have been dickheads before there were chickens.
There might have been dickheads before they were chickens.
There were dinosaurs that stole eggs from other dinosaurs. That's a dick move.
Is it a dick
And
move?
there weren't even dicks back then.
Is it a dick move or is it survival of the steeliest?
It's still a dick thing to do.
Yeah, that's true. Would you call a dinosaur a dickhead?
To their face.
Yeah.
I mean, probably now because they're dead.
They're dead. They can't really do much. Unless you do
Other than birds.
Yes, that's
like
true.
chickens.
Now.
Is a chicken a dinosaur?
I think we all know that it is.
Would you call that a dickhead?
Depends what it was doing.
Being a dick.
Well, then, yes, I would.
Okay.
Get out of here, you dickhead,
Right,
is what I
that's
would
that
say.
answer that question
No,
answered.
it doesn't answer
no,
that
no,
question at all.
not this question, but that one.
Yes, no, it does answer
Yeah.
that one, certainly.
I feel like probably dickheads, unless we're calling chickens dinosaurs, which we should, I suppose, or they're lizards.
Well, so so the thing is, if you're saying that chicken equals dinosaur, and dinosaur,
Which of course I am.
dinosaur equals chicken, then that doesn't help us with which came first, the chicken or the dickhead. What we need to find out is, did dickheads predate dinosaurs? If chickens equal dinosaurs,
When was mammals happened?
can I get you to rephrase that?
Mammals. When did they happens?
I'm going to politely ask you to have a third swing at that.
At what point do you think that mammals happened, before or after lizards? Because lizards became dinosaurs. Dinosaurs evolved to birds. Birds, chickens.
Certainly. Yeah, dinosaurs equal chickens.
We all came from the primordial soup.
Yeah.
Fish got onto land. Did fish turn into mouse, or did fish turn into gecko? What did fish turn into first? When did mammals happened? Compared to when does the lizards happened?
So-
Because if mammals happened first, dickhead would have been before chicken.
Are dinosaurs vertebrates, not mammals? Is that true for all dinosaurs?
Vertebrates,
I don't mean vertebrates, I mean the other one.
lizards.
Yeah. What's a lizard? Well, isn't a lizard a mammal?
No,
Okay, what is a lizard?
lizards are reptiles.
Reptiles, thank you.
Oh, I thought you were having a stroke there
I was
for a minute.
having a strong. No, so yeah, for some reason I thought of vertebrates. No, reptiles. Are dinosaurs reptiles, not mammals? Then there aren't some of each. There aren't some dinosaurs that are mammals. And
No,
some
all
dinosaurs.
dinosaurs are terrible lizards.
They're all reptiles. Okay. Well, there must be like saber-toothed tigers and stuff, and woolly mammoths.
Reptiles came before mammals. The first mammal
Oh.
lineage, called synapsids, evolved from reptiles during the Carboniferous and Permian periods.
Wow, perineum.
So,
Okay, so reptiles came first. So are we
look at this boy.
That's a boy. So are we saying that dickheads can only be mammals?
Mammals would have dicks. Reptiles would not have dicks.
So if, for the sake of this conversation, chicken equals dinosaur, therefore chicken equals reptile.
Reptile.
Fine. So
Chicken before reptile. Chicken equals reptile. Reptile was before mammals. Mammals what have dicks and therefore dickheads.
do reptiles not have dicks?
No,
Ah.
they would have cloacas, akin to birds. I'm going to see if there is an example of a lizard with a dick.
I don't need that.
Do
No, because the thing about
Right.
cloacas is there is a male and female cloaca. You just rub them together, so there is like...
reptiles have emotions?
It's not what I want to know. So the other thing we could ask is, I don't think you have to have a dick to be a dickhead. I think you could just do dick-like things. I know plenty of women who are dickheads.
Some reptiles have penises.
This changes everything.
They have a variety of reproductive parts, including spiky penises, multiple penises, and no penis at all.
Wow.
Alligators are always erect.
Lucky. So that changes things. So some reptiles could be dickheads because they have penises, but that doesn't help us work out what came first.
Did dinosaurs have dicks? I think the answer is we do not know, because we don't know how they reproduced, because the soft tissue doesn't preserve very well. Cool. It is not known for certain, but
Right.
it is possible.
Great.
Oh, we don't even know for certain that the dinosaurs have penises, though it's likely. Birds are descended from dinosaurs. The most primitive bird lineages have penises, including ducks and ostriches. An animal with a penis and eggs with waterproof shells suggest internal fertilization. So, yes, they could... whoa, there's pictures. That's just an artist's interpretation of what a T-Rex doing a T-Rex might look like. It does not turn me on. So,
Was it an artist's interpretation?
reptiles
or a
had
couple fairies.
dicks.
Great.
So they had dickheads. So dickheads from just after fish,
Yes.
evolutionarily.
Yes.
So chicken,
Yeah. So the thing is, we were saying that dinosaur equals chicken.
yeah.
Therefore, chicken equals reptile.
So chicken came with dickhead.
well, so only if we're saying chicken equals dinosaur.
Yeah, which we are because it is.
But if we're saying that reptiles had dicks, therefore dinosaurs had dicks, because the chicken is descended from it, but it wasn't there when the dinosaurs were there. Therefore, dickheads came first because they were present at the time.
Because
it
they
wasn't
would
an
be the lizards that
evolution.
became into the dinosaurs that would turn into the bird that would turn into the chicken.
So we were saying chicken equals... The reason we went with chicken equals dinosaur was to simplify things. But
But dinosaur equals lizard.
yes,
So chicken equals lizard.
yes. But if we're saying that, then there is no answer to this question.
Lizard
They are
have
the same.
they have penis. They are they have chickens have dickheads.
But if we want to work out which one actually came first, then it is the dickhead, because dinosaurs had penises, therefore could be dickheads, and then over time the chicken evolved out of the dickheads.
So we do right. So you're going to go with the boring answer of which came first, the chicken or the egg. Well, the
Well-
dinosaur had eggs. Dinosaurs
Eggs.
had eggs.
What I'm actually going to say is that the dickhead came first, and chickens are descended from the dickheads. Therefore, all chickens are dickheads.
We're all descended from the dickheads, Liam.
Dickhead. The answer is dickhead.
Okay, we're going to go with peach pie. We're going to go with dickhead. The dickhead came before the chicken called HR, and the dickhead was impeached.
We'd like to
Still became president.
We'd like to lock in dickhead. Show me dickhead. Pan to camera B. B for Ben.
Hello.
Hello. Dickhead. Dickhead is a great word. Dickhead.
Knob end.
Not Ben.
That's something that sort of fell out. No one calls anyone a knob end anymore.
No. Because everyone's worried about getting cancelled, innit? I don't think that's true at
I
all.
don't think that people don't call each other knob ends because of cancellation.
I think only wankers are worried about getting cancelled.
I mean, not much happens.
When the knob end falls out.
Well, when people get cancelled, oh, we're cancelling you.
You could do a world tour about how you got cancelled, Louis C.K.
But, like,
He wasn't just cancelled, he did a crime. A bunch, but still.
he was the dickhead before the chickens, wasn't he?
Yes, he wanked off in front of all those chickens.
Yeah, if you get cancelled, then you stop having the job. Be better at your job.
Ben, I have 3 titles to choose from.
That's
But not
exciting.
yet.
Oh, well.
Yes, quite.
I won't ask for them yet.
I'm trying to think if I've got any good chicken jokes. You told me a great chicken joke the other day.
Yeah.
Would you like to share it with the audience?
Why are chickens so funny?
I don't know why chickens are funny.
Because.
No, the other one.
Oh, what was the other one?
Because they eat poo.
Oh, yes. I went to see my cousin and her children. I tried telling the because joke. And I said, why are chickens so funny? And the answer I got was because they eat poo. And they laughed for 5 minutes. I told Liam this, and he laughed for 10 minutes on the train in front of people. Apparently, just poo is the funniest thing.
It is.
I think they find it funny. And so everything is just, poo. Ha, 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 ha.
Lovely poo.
Guess what? Chicken butt. What? Hang on.
Ben, where are you online?
I am on the Instagram at Spike Pearson, Pierson. There's, did soup. I've done pizza.
Wow.
I might put up my chicken wing recipe if people give a shit about my chicken wings, because they had tasty chicken
You eating
wings.
any poo?
I got some prawns a while ago
Yeah, did you?
as part of a meal,
Yes.
and I don't know how deveined they were. But do you know what? I also ate them, and I'm not dead. So
Yeah.
little bit of shit doesn't kill you.
Only a little bit. At LT Guitarist to find out how much shit will kill you. I do music and stuff, and I also gorge myself silly on
Prawn poo.
prawn poo. I call it a prawn crap tail, but you don't have to. At Convo Hat Podcast for this, but visual. Ben, I have thrice titles.
Go on.
Childhood Nancy,
Oh, yeah.
very weird teeth, and chicken equal dinosaurs.
Oh, I mean, chicken equal dinosaurs, very weird teeth is quite good. It's a shame about childhood Nancy.
It is a shame about Childhood Nancy. I was going to say I'm reluctant to do very weird teeth because we'll get fucking Dentist of the Year again.
I would love Dentist of the Year. If you could send us an award next
I
time.
keep saying, yes, we want to be Dentist of the
Yeah.
Year.
They need to send us an award.
But,
Just a certificate. I'll frame it. Tell it did a stabbing.
But we get dentists online talking to us regardless of whatever we post, so I think they're just doing the bot thing.
Dentist of the Year.
Yeah.
And Dolphin
Dolphin
Safe.
safe.
Those are our goals for 2025.
I would also like to be pre-watershed. I don't know what that means.
It means you can't swear.
Ah, dicks. Anyway, what is the worst thing a chicken could do to you?
Skin me alive.
Yep.
That would suck.
Yeah, it would suck. Anyway,